Oh, yeah. Yeah, coming in. Happy Sunday. Oh, it's Monday. It's 1:05 in the morning here in West Michigan. You're listening to Easy 10 Bill Point Bill. Happy Sunday / Monday morning. Glad you all are here. And saw most of you guys over at Earn Dogs channel. That was awesome. Man, I don't know if I believe in blowing a hit through the screen, but every time he did, I was like, and I think some smoke actually rolled out of my mouth after I did it. Swear to God, not really. That's just blatantly not true. Glad you guys are here. Glad you came in for the late show. I guess that's what we'll label this. It's the late show. It's funny. You know what? It's funny, you guys. We all live like in multiple different places. And I was thinking about that earlier. We all sit here and we live in all different parts of the United States, and yet we somehow seem to just meow, and we get in and meow, and we're like in the same stream. Doesn't matter what we're doing, doesn't matter where we are. Ralph, that's not nice of you to burp in my stream. I am not happy with you, young man. It's cool. It's cool. It's all right. I can't say it again, but I will. It's cool. It's cool that we all get together. And Ern's buddy, I think his name's Robert. I'm pretty sure it's Robert. Yeah, that's his right-hand man. And they play off well off each other. How cute is Earn Dog's dog? The answer is very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, so I'm going unscripted tonight, Ralph Deem. I'm sorry to disappoint. I just, again, today, all right, before I go into that, let me just say, Friday night, you guys, I rewatched that stream and I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. And based on Friday night, now I can tell I'm getting older, and here's why. I was hung over for the absolute greatest part of the day yesterday. I was I was hung over like I haven't been in probably like 5 years, maybe. I don't know. It was so long that I told my wife, as I said, she goes, "Are you feeling any better?" And it was like 5 in the afternoon, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm feeling a modicum better, but I felt like dog shit. God, did I." So, I normally wouldn't brag about how many drinks I've had because not only is that in poor taste, but that's just sad. But I did count how many beers I had between my night, Friday night, and to when I ended the stream. And you guys, I'm not going to tell you. I'll let you guess how many beers I had, but I'm not going to give you the number. So there's that. But the answer ultimately is way fucking more than I should have. And I paid for it. Oh my God, did I pay for it? No whiskey, no booze, none of that. Just beer. That's all I had on the night. And you guys already know I don't smoke like that, except for when Ern and Robert Wallace all blow them into the screen at me. And then I absolutely just channel them and I'm like, and I take them in. Yeah. All right. So the reality is that doesn't do anything for me, but I'm there in spirit. So, but oh my God, I was so drastically hungover Saturday. It wrecked my Saturday. Can you guys remember the last time you wrecked a Saturday from a Friday night? Now, I know we all have. I know we have. Every single one of us has wrecked a Saturday from a Friday night. I think the key is to try to remember when the last Robert Wallace, I went to jail, he said. Yeah. Yeah, it's those kind of nights, right? Uh, Ralph, that's a good guess, but that would be wrong. Oh my God. Robert Wallace, Jen Manga. Are you kidding me? 22 beers, 24 beers. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't be doing the live stream tonight if I had that many beers. Now, I will say this, though. Molson Ice, which Molson, if you're listening, I'm your spokes guy. I'm your guy. Go ahead and reach out to me because Bill likes your beer. It is somewhere between 11 beers and we'll go with Jen Manga, 24 beers. It's somewhere in between those two. Now, the reality is that I all right, I'm just, let's call it what it is. I usually have some beers every night. But by the time I do the stream, it's usually between 3 beers and 7 beers. All right, I'm just being real. Now add 10 to whatever two numbers you want to see. And holy shit. So I what is that? All right, Robert Wallace. You guys are gonna pry it out of me. I had 15 beers, and I paid like I can't even remember the last time I paid. Man, did I pay for that yesterday? I do too, Jen. You stop it. You. I do know how many I had, but it took counting the next day to figure it out. But I got it figured out. I won't be doing that anytime soon. So I hope you appreciated the night. And that doesn't mean that I won't go crazy. It means doesn't mean I won't dance again. It doesn't mean any of that. I will. I absolutely will. But when I went to 15, I should have stopped at like 11. You know what? I was dancing by 11. I was totally dancing by 11. I should have stopped after that because I killed the stream. And then you know what? I told you guys I couldn't wait to watch the live stream and read the comments. And I did that. And it was a 2-hour stream. I drank 4 beers then. And that's when I should have went, go to bed and watch it tomorrow. Ugh. Oh, did I feel like dog shit yesterday? I in fact, my wife looked at me last night and I said, "I'm going to bed." And she went, "You're going to bed before me?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to bed." That's like 4 Alka-Seltzers later, couple spoonfuls of Pepto-Bismol later in the afternoon, couple meals inside of me. I mean, I'm not a novice to pulling yourself out of a night of it was just nuts. Gatorade, I drank one of those, not a little Gatorade. I drank a whole big Gatorade throughout the day. Guys, I was poisoned. I was straight up poisoned yesterday to my own doing. Anyway, glad you guys are here. I know it's late night. I won't be going super late tonight, which usually means I'll be on for at least another 50 minutes. But I have no plans to do that. And yeah, thanks, Robert Wallace. I think Robert Wallace is telling me that I need to take up smoking weed. He says your liver's getting older. You know, the reality is uh, I've never really beat the hell out of my liver. Um, I think that comes honestly from drinking like hard liquors and that kind of stuff, and that's where you kill yourself. I've always more or less been a beer guy, and you guys have seen it a couple times that I brought some Crown Royal home. Since the last stream that I did, probably a month or maybe 2 months ago, where I poured myself that, it was meant to be funny, but I poured myself that big glass of Crown Royal, and I drank. I haven't had any since then, so you know, I'm a very, very, very occasional whiskey guy, very occasional, and when I do, I usually just get a small little half pint, but I don't do that very often, and if I do, I'm usually in a good mood. I'm in a stellar mood, so I need to have a stellar mood ahead of me, I guess, because it's time. But yeah, I mostly drink beer. Yeah, I 98% of the time drink beer, which I think is not. Well, I'm not going to say it's good for you. I think it's way better for you because it's mostly water. It really is water, barley, hops, and sorry, I don't want to burp in the mic again. I know how unprofessional that is, which you guys don't care about. You're fine if I burp in the mic. So why am I apologizing? I'll burp in the mic. That's fine. Um, healthy in moderation. Hold your breath. Are you blowing one at me, Robert Wallace? Should I hold my breath? I'm ready for it. Ready? Uh, Give me the goods and tell me when it's coming my way, and I'll hold it. So I might have missed that last one, but I will get the next one. I promise you. You guys, I'm not gonna lie. I've been like thinking about wanting to not go get some, not go pick some up, not go buy some. But if one of you guys that likes to Puff the Magic Dragon were here at my kitchen table right now and you packed up a big fat bowl, yeah, you got me intrigued again. It's been that long since I remember what it's really about that I would do that. Now I told you, okay, 1, 2, 3, inhale. Ready, Robert? That was awesome. That was awesome. What, Mom? What? I did my homework. What? No. No. No, he's still in jail. What? I think it worked, dude. I think it worked. It'd be funny. Never mind. I won't even go down that path. Yeah, but yeah, I will go down that path. Fuck it. It would be funny to know if you could like actually translate not not the smoke. I'm not dumb, but if you could translate like the feeling that Robert has in his head right now, or Earn Dog, when they take that drag and blow it at me, if I could somehow just like blah harness, 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 and then just be like, yeah, it's on my head. Yeah, it's in my head. I don't know. That might be too far out thinking, but you guys got me curious again. That's a pretty deep conversation you're getting into, Ern. All until you pulled out the wax. Oh, we gonna need more wax. I'll be honest. I'm just gonna ramble tonight. I don't. Sorry, I don't have an agenda. It probably has to do with the fact that I was poisoned. Maybe it was the Russians. I think they tried to poison me Friday night, and somehow I worked myself through it. But yeah. And I thought about doing a live stream last night for about that long. I mean, it was not happening. And what's worse is it was one of those nights when, like I said, the wife said, "You're going to bed before me?" And I'm thinking, yeah, it's like early for me because look at here I am, 1 a.m. And you guys, I didn't fall asleep for like 4 hours after laying in bed. I was just rolling and it was a couple of things like the dog came up to bed, which normally doesn't happen, but the dog got her all warm and hot, my wife, and then all of a sudden she kept moving, like adjusting, and every time she moved and adjusted, it would like bump me, and I'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ. I fell asleep. The reality is I fell asleep within 5 minutes of me going up before her. I mean, I was out. And what I woke up to was like the dog chain rattling, she jumped. She normally doesn't sleep up there. That woke me up, and then that series of events kept me up all damn night. Now, that aside, I'm not complaining. I did it to myself. I have no one to blame but myself. And I did go rewatch the stream, and I hope you guys did have a good time because it looks like I had a phenomenal time in that stream. It does. I think I had a good time. And I'm joking. I mean, I obviously remember it now. But no, I'm joking. I remember it all. It was fun. I had a good time. I think where I lost it was not stopping after I was done with the live stream and kept the party going, which is usually never a great idea. I'm going to say a couple hellos. Robert Wallace, Ralph Deem, Jen Manga, Brian Rosenberg. I'm sorry, Brian. If that ever offends you, tell me, and I will not say it anymore that way. But you are somewhat of a celebrity. You're Sal's cousin, damn you. I don't know why I love that last name. I actually I do know why. Enlighten Jess. Yes, D. Good to see you guys. Jen Manga. Maybe I said that one already. Yeah, that's probably everybody in the chat. That's okay. So I do have a serious question. Actually, it's not a serious question. I'm asking I want to ask a legitimate answer from you guys. One thing Friday night did to me was it made me kind of realize that maybe I should start doing my streams a little earlier in the night. And I don't know if that means an hour earlier or 2 hours earlier. But if I were to start doing my streams at, say, instead of 1 in the morning, if I started doing them at like 11 my time at night, or even at the maximum midnight, would you guys still, I mean, is that in your wheelhouse? Would you guys still be game to come do the stream? And I'm just playing around with it. It really has nothing to do with anything other than by the time I was done rewatching my 2-hour stream, it was like 4 in the morning, and I wrecked my Saturday. I was so fucking shit faced, and it was one of those shit faced, you guys, that like I was perfectly fine in the morning because it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I will always, always wake up by 9 or 9:30 in the morning, even if I go to bed at 4. It's just my internal time clock, boom, wakes up. Now, I may take a nap later in the day to kind of balance that out, but um, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to drag up old things, but I think part of the reason I started doing these later streams was because I was involved in, some of the stuff with that other channel and that kind of stuff, and I didn't want to step on someone's dick or any of that kind of stuff, and wanted the live streams to go where that's not such an issue anymore. So I don't have to really think about that. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I the reality is I've been staying up way too damn late. And not even that it matters for me. It just doesn't feel normal. And I don't know. Anyway, think it over. Kick it around. I'll read the comments after I'm done tonight. I'm not going to go super late, which means we only got about 43 more minutes. So, joking. Totally. And you know what? I am glancing at the chat and it's not blanking out. So, it seems like you guys are maybe feeling that a little bit. Some of you are in my time zone. It's like you guys are staying up as late as I am. I know you Pacific coasters. Uh, even 4 in the morning here is 1 in the morning there, which is probably late in terms of being a working person the next day. I mean, that's pretty freaking late. I remember when I worked a 9 to 5, it was if I went to bed at 1, that was like the end. I like needed to get my ass in bed if I needed to be in by 8, 8:30. Ugh. No bueno, man. Ralph, I know to you it doesn't matter. You're probably having like a mid-afternoon snack about the time that I come on. But I'm starting to do these streams more and more and every night. And it'd be one thing if I did them once a day or once a day. If I did them like once every 3 or 4 days, it would be like, who cares? Whatever, stay up late one night a week. But it's every night. And yeah. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate it like crazy. Let me turn the table just for a second. So can anybody tell me what tomorrow is? I can, because tomorrow is actually today for me. It's Monday. Guys, I think it's a huge, huge, huge week for what's going on. And, I don't want to drag it out into the whole Q movement, but let me just say that this week is going to be a ginormic week. A lot of things, here I go again. A lot of things have come to a head and they present themselves. For instance, it was over 7 days ago that they gave Rod Rosenstein the ultimatum to put it before the House of Representatives to disclose the IAG report or the IG report, AIG report. Sorry. The unredacted report, which is the one that's not sugar coated. It's the one that's got all like the raw emotion, like here's what's going on. The whole reason that we got the AIG report the way we did is because Rod Rosenstein was able to take that in, redact, rewrite, rescript anything that was told, which tells me it's a 180 from what we're going to hear. So what it really means is that for the last week, they have been in a situation where they needed to make something happen that took the focus off of what's going to happen with the actual unredacted report. Okay. That time frame has come and gone. We're going to see something tomorrow. It may take President Trump signing an executive order, but he can only do it through Congress. Congress has to demand it, that there's full disclosure on the report. And when that happens, you guys buckle up. You better hang the fuck on. Because when that happens, you're going to talk about the biggest, baddest, jagged, big friggin' red pill that's about to be fed to the American public, and be ready for it. There's going to be a lot of them that don't understand it. They don't get it. They think that the news, as we already know, the news is fake, but they're going to think that that's fake news. We are dealing with a bunch of psychopathic, brainwashed people in the world, and specifically in this matter, in America. Today, let me share this with you. Today, my wife's dad had a cookout. He had a beautiful cookout. Everybody came over. Everybody brought a dish to pass. We played the game cornhole, where you throw the bean bags into the slanted little thing. If you don't know what it is, it's a fun game. It's a backyard game. But with that comes a lot of yip, 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 yip. And inevitably, what happens is that politics and the state of our world comes up. It comes up without fail at some point in time. And do you know how hard it is to sit there? The level of conversation that I hear going around is so far out of the truth. It's difficult. It's very difficult to even sit and listen to. And sure, I intersected my little zingers here, my little zingers there, of what I know to be truth. But I mean, you can't go in there and blow up the backyard barbecue and start red pilling everybody. You can't. But I started listening to people. I've said it before. We gonna have our work cut out for us. The longer this plays out, the longer it can go before the hammer absolutely drops, the better. People are asleep. Now, they know shit's fucked up. They know that. They know that. But they don't know any of the details of why things are messed up. You know, on television, they're sitting there saying that everything going on in North Korea is not what it's supposed to be now. Total fabrication, total bullshit. Mike Pompeo went over there, did a full visit with them. They spun it and said that, yeah, mind you, undisclosed source from North Korea said that. What did he say? What did the undisclosed source say about North Korea? That in some way, shape, or form, whatever, that they were disappointed. They were disappointing talks, and I'm just like, blah. Are you kidding me? From an unnamed source from North Korea that they were disappointed talks. Mike Pompeo is there like 3 weeks after Trump met with Kim Jong-un. Do you think that the mainstream media has got a hand in that, and that they are? I mean, how the hell are you going to have an unnamed source? We already know that the nuclear denuclearization treaty has been signed. It's been done. They are, how can I put this in a way that everybody would understand it the best way? It would be like taking, okay, it would be like taking Mexico. Let's pretend that Mexico is China, okay? Just for a second. Bear with me. And then go over to the Baja of California, which is Mexico, okay? But it's a separate entity just south of San Diego. It's not quite an island, but let's pretend the Baja of California is an island. And let's pretend for a second that that's North Korea. It would be like us going to the Baja of California and saying, listen, let's work out these deals. Let's work this out. We want to denuclearize it. We wanted this. We wanted that. We want to bring people in here. We want to bring contractors. We want to build you up. Come on into the free world. Let's join. And 3 weeks ago, they said, yeah, it sounds like a fantastic idea. And then today, out of the blue, with God and everybody in the world looking at them, they go, fuck you. We ain't doing it. Something about that don't seem right, you guys. And mind you, that comes from an unnamed disclosed source. Your warning bells, your triggers better be going off when you hear that on mainstream television. It's all part of the deep state. and they are further getting backed into the corner. They are reaching at every straw. Don't you buy into anything that they're talking about with North Korea right now for a second. Don't buy into it. It's a flat fucking lie. And I've said it before. I hate to curse. I do. I cursed a lot Friday night, but that was, there's a time and a place for the F word, and I'm using it okay tonight. I'm using it all right. I let that shit loose Friday night. I was using it as an adjective. I was using it as a verb. I was using it as a noun. I mean, that word got used Friday night. Tonight, I'm trying to place it where it needs to go. And don't believe what they're shelling out. In fact, anything that you hear on mainstream media, just shut it off. The exception with very little room to go either way would be Fox News, but you better take that shit with a grain of salt. You better. They are the whole reason, as most of you know, that every single radio and television channel is owned by 6 individual companies. They own every source of information that goes out. And to save themselves, so look at it this way. Say that out of the if there's 6 people that own all the radio and television stations, 5 of them are bought and paid for completely, where they're like, fuck Trump, we're against Trump, and anything that he say is a lie. We're going to spread that propaganda. That's all there is to it. But one of them, in order for them to keep a toe into the pool of having the public trust them, one of them says, well, we can't take the road that those other 5 stations are going, so we have to be on the other side. And the only reason they're on that other side is because of social media. Guys, don't ever let them take our social media away. It's the only thing that kept these sons of bitches with their backs in the corner. Can you imagine where we would be right now if we didn't have the internet? And that should tell you something. I said the internet is as big a threat to them as the First Amendment and Second Amendment. What's the easiest one to get rid of out of those 3? What's the easiest pawn to move off the table out of those 3? Right here. Mm-hmm. You and me. You and me. You and Ern. You and Robert Wallace. You and Jess. That is the one that's easiest to take off the table. Right there. So keep that in mind. And if they yank it and they pull it away, you better dig your heels in and be all the more staunch. Yeah, I love that word, staunch. You be staunch in the knowledge that you have in your brain, because it could be 2 or 3 weeks while they try to change the narrative. It could be. I'm not saying it's going to be, but it could be. That'd be the easiest one to pull the plug on. So the internet has kept it real for the awake folks. And what I was getting at is, out of the 5 out of the 6 are bought and paid for, and the 6th one's bought and paid for, which is Fox News. They're bought and paid for. But they have to keep that toe dipped into the reality of the people that are in the know, which is you, me, and millions of voting people in this country. Because if they lose everybody across the board with every single outlet of social media or media in general, they're already done, okay? But they're done. They're not going to have any room to move. Now keep in mind, is it Robert Murdoch owned Fox News. He was a bought and paid for Zionist piece of crap. And I've seen them go the other way multiple times over the years. There was a time when I couldn't stomach Fox News. The only reason I can is because they give President Trump a piece I mean, they act like they want to be on our side, but you better watch them with a grain of salt because they're going to. Yes, thank you, Ralph. Rupert Murdoch. Thank you. I'm sorry. Uh, Good call, buddy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Rupert Murdoch. But make no mistake, there might be a few good people within Fox News that are trying to do the right thing. But as a whole, as a conglomerate of the big system, they are not there to give you the truth. There's very few within that organization that are. But you take those people with a grain of salt. You guys find good channels on social media and get off of YouTube, even. Get off of it. Expand your horizons. Go to Vimeo. Okay. I don't have the other ones right off the top of my head, but I'm going to probably move my social platform to a couple of these different places too, because I know as this information war grows and as people become more and more awake, all they're going to do is shut everything down on the biggest social network station, which is YouTube. They're going to shut it down. They may pull the switch and shut everything down electronically so that you can't get it. Because they know that knowledge is power and it's the easiest thing to take out of your life versus First Amendment and Second Amendment, they still at this point in time control all that power and that information. They're I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or if it'll be in 3 months or if it'll be in 13 months. They are going to pull the plug on social media because that's how much it threatens everything that they're going into. It's absolutely. Yeah, Brian Rosenberg. They're going to blame Russia or China for the internet failure. You bet your ass they are. That's right. Because they need to maintain and keep a boogeyman. Not like I talked about Friday night with the boogie woogie doing the boogie woogie on my brain. They legit need a boogeyman. And what that cookout that I went to today proves is that people are susceptible. I hate that word. Susceptible. I do hate that word, but they are susceptible to being pulled away from the truth. And it's some of the things I've talked about before, where you can red pill somebody, and you think they got them on their side, and if you leave them 3 days alone with CNN and come back, those people won't even remember the conversation they had with you. So believe me, social media is definitely a thorn in their side, and they're going to yank the plug on that shit. So another thing, important to back up the information that you do get and that you resonate with truth. And if you don't know how to back it up and you don't want to do that, make some notes. Make some notes that actually stick in your brain. I'm telling you, if they cut social media today and the only thing that they had running was CNN for the next 30 days, my perception from default would be changed. If I watched CNN and that was like the only way to get any information. They're not dumb. They are not dumb people. They know the psychology of the mind. They know the psychology of every single one of you in every possible facet they do. So it's important for you to understand who you are inside of you and to take things that you know to be absolute truths and to guard them in your heart with everything that you got. Guard them. Stay with like-minded people, but guard those truths within you because you aren't, I've said it before, you're going to need them. Like when I said we got our work cut out for you guys, you can count on the internet not being around when it's time to deliver these hard truths and to red pill people. It's not going to be when it's like, hey, let me show you this video. Unless you have it backed up as like your information of truth, where you could plug a stick in and you could show somebody something and you could start to red pill them. But if you think you're just going to keep it in your brain and just start talking about it and be able to pull up a website and this person says it great all the time. You're wrong. You're wrong. And I don't mean that like I'm right and you're wrong. I'm just saying it's not going to be available to us, you guys. It will not be there for you. So don't rest on your laurels. Don't. Stay frosty. Everything is moving in the right direction. Everything is. And I'm not telling you to be afraid, but you stay awake, you stay aware, and you stay frosty. There was always a calm before the storm. Always. And that, that I don't know when, but it's coming. So, anyway, I guess all I had to do tonight was preach. I guess that's all I had in me. I didn't have to have a subject. I just needed to preach and speak to you out of my heart. And I guess maybe that's sometimes the best way to do it too. But I'm so thankful that you guys do come on and come over and listen and I appreciate everyone. Hey, Marv. Hey, Marv's here, guys. I obviously haven't been watching the chat. And good of you to be here, dude. Thank you. Awesome that you guys are all here. I appreciate that. Here we go. Appreciate the shit out of you. That's just such a bad thing. I appreciate the hell out of you. But the reality is I do. And I appreciate you being here. And yeah. Jen Manga. Susceptible. Yes. I eventually got it out the right way. Susceptible. Anyway. So I won't we'll take the preaching anytime. That's why we folks pulled together. That's awesome. Man, your comments lift me up. Thank you. Thank you. Like most of you, I don't have people to talk to. Not like this. Not like where you can get on and just really air it out. But did you guys hear that? I think I'm gonna stop drinking beer. You know what? How's that? In fact, I'm gonna hey, Robert Nizawa. Dude, for real, man. Mahalo, baby. Good to see you. Yeah, Psycho Billy, we are. We're all goofballs here. We are. We are, and I've said it before, we're the awake ones, and we think we're goofballs, man. I'll tell you, if you haven't sat in a barbecue with a bunch of people that aren't red pilled, but they're getting better. They are. They're getting better. Actually, because of what was going on or what's been going on with like the border and all of that, it's now turning with the MSM is kind of rooting themselves out because enough people are awake to jump in and say, well, no, that's why this is happening. That's why that's happening. So there's enough of us that are starting to wake up that are definitely turning that wave and getting, and they're losing it. They are absolutely losing it. It's been taking time, but it's like a snowball going down the hill. It started small and it's getting bigger, and this sumbitch is getting bigger, and it's taken everything in its path. I mean, honestly, think about 6 months ago, you guys. You've heard of the walk away movement. It's a movement that was launched by the Democrats that are normal people like us that say, yes, I'm a Democrat. I rely on those laurels. I rely on their message and what they stand for. And they're even looking at it now and going, Jesus Christ, you people are all nuts. You're fucking nuts. Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi. Are you kidding me? They're looking, and the things that are happening on social media where you got the 30-year-old jackass ripping the dude's Make America Great cap off him and throwing a fucking iced tea in his face or whatever it was. I mean, that's social media. Do you know how many times that's been retweeted? How many people have seen it? That all adds to the walk away movement. They've created they've created I was gonna say they awoke a sleeping giant, but the giant's already awake. The giant's just getting some coffee and maybe a little espresso. So that movement's happening. So stay with the truth, you guys. Stay with it and communicate with each other. Jess, I know that you had sent me your email address, and I will go back and look at that, and I'll send you an email. And there's a couple you I want to contact with, but what do you think about the cave dive sitch? Marv wants to know what I before I go on. What do you think about the cave dive situation? Um, uh, to be honest, I haven't followed it a whole lot. I mean, I know that it's happened, and evidently they lost a diver. Um, I I don't know much more than that, unless what you're asking me is, do I feel that it's true or real? Um, what I'll say is this: is that these are a bunch of kids from Thailand already. Their coach is from Thailand. They went up into a cave system, and I'm just going off the top of my head here, Marv. They went up into a cave system uh, that, in my opinion, if you're from that area, they're going to know that that area floods during monsoon season. So, are they creating an international event in order to take the focus off what's going on in America? I know that that's kind of out there, but keep in mind that I believe what this whole movement is doing is it's taking away the global authority of the globalists. Of the globalists. There's my Alex Jones. Taking away the authority of the globalists. Um, so I could easily see this, and then you throw into the mix that the one uh, Thailand Navy SEAL diver had died. I mean, Navy SEALs aren't allowed to die, you know, um, not from diving. So I'm not saying it didn't happen. I mean, it might have absolutely happened, but how the hell would I know? They're in Thailand. Um, these kids are resilient as it gets. I mean, they sat into a cave for 9 days, apparently with no food, well, I guess they had water, but no food and no light. They seemed to be in pretty good spirits by the time they got a lifeline to them. What was strange to me, and I haven't even thought about this, Marv, but what was strange to me is that they were showing video of the coach like taking iodine, it looked like, and he was like treating wounds. I didn't see the fucking wounds. I mean, I saw him wiping the iodine on dirty feet and that kind of shit, but I didn't see like open wounds, open sores. So I really haven't put a whole lot of thought into it, but an international event could absolutely be in the works to take off what we're about to learn coming up here in the next week. I mean, I do, and I don't know. I guess you know what, Marv. I'm not proud of this. I haven't watched any streams since that night that you know I fucked up, but I guess I'd be interested to watch yours tonight, and maybe I'll do that once I end the stream and see what you have to think about my thoughts. Um, but I guess just asking me off the cuff, what I think about it, I guess that's kind of where my brain has kind of brought me to, is that it just could be a psyop international event to bring the world in and bring everybody's focus off the real drops and the shit that's about to hit the fan. I don't know. That's what I got in a nutshell for you, dude. And yeah. Yeah. Brian Rosenberg, you probably summed it up very good there, dude. French fries. But to be completely honest, I haven't followed it any more than just the couple of still shots that I've seen in a little bit of video. I haven't It's a bad choice of words, but I haven't dove into the whole thing. I just haven't. Um, and maybe that's because there's been a lot of minor, as in like, like mining things out of the ground. There's been a lot of mining accidents over the course of the last 3 to 5 years. And it seems like no matter what, they always get the people out, whether they're miners that are in the ground for 3 years or whatever, they get them out safe. It just is a matter of time. So, you know, the Navy SEAL, did he die? I mean, are they building a narrative? Maybe too early to tell. I'd say let's keep our focus on the information drops that are about to happen. That's what I would say. I would say we keep our eyes on that. But guys, I'm so sorry. 52 minutes. You guys, it's been almost a damn hour. I don't mean to do this to you. I swear to God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I love every one of you and I appreciate you being here. And I will you know what? I guess that being said, let me dig into the whole thing tomorrow a little bit and see if I've got a different take on it. But just to answer Mark's question off the cuff, that's kind of I guess where my thoughts and feelings went. So Jen Mega, why you sound just like Alex when you did the globalist. It's globalist. Time to take my vitamins. Thanks, Jen. Alex isn't that hard to do, but that's funny. Alex isn't that different from Richie from Boston. And I've done him a few times. So there's that. But I digress. Well, it's globalist, Richie. We gotta get in with the globalist program. Yeah, Alex, but what are you gonna do? I'm just saying. So there's that. Globalist. Get Super Vitality Mail. Super Vitality Mail. It's available today. So there's that. Anyway, those guys are delivering truth. They're trying to. I mean, there's definitely an agenda from both of them, but they're trying. And any real truth is better than no truth at all. So, man, that might be my new catchphrase. I think I just found it. Any truth is better than no truth at all. I like it. I'm going to let that simmer. I'm going to let it simmer. Anyway, God bless you all. Love you guys. Thanks for coming to my stream. That was much to do about nothing. It had nothing to do with nothing. But I sure like hanging out with you. And you can believe that. And if it wrote out on a check, you could cash it. I do like hanging out with you. So God bless you. Thanks, Ralph Team. Thanks, man. Jen Manga, John Barry, Robert Wallace, Jess, Dee Dee, Psycho Billy, Marv. I know I'm gonna miss somebody, and they're gonna be like, "Jesus, dude, you left me out." Like I left out Red Pill the other night when I was talking about people that I dug and people I got along with, and he was like, "You left out Red Pill." Like, oh man, can't please everybody, can't get everybody all the time, but you know what? It's okay. I know nobody's butthurt. And Brian Rosenberg, yeah, absolutely. So God bless you all. I will talk to you soon. And Marv, I'm going to jump in and watch your stream tonight just to see what you have to say about the minor thing. So with that, Bill Mish. Oh.